Hi, and welcome back to Paranormal Journeys with Sedona. I'm Sedona, of course. I know that in my last video I had stated that I could share a grounding technique that I've used with clients in the past to help clear things out and reset things, and it's a really simple technique. I'm going to be walking you through it, explaining it, and then at the end we can actually practice it for a minute. That being said, you'll need to utilize your imagination like when you were a kid and you colored. You used crayons, you used markers, you used paints, and I want you to think of colors really brightly and really vividly. A rainbow of colors is what we're going to utilize. There actually happens to be some science behind this. When we are made up of a majority of water, scientifically, we know that. Over 75% of our body is water. Now, what happens when you thanks. When light passes through water and it refracts, it creates a prism effect and colors are set up. So this will work with the vibrational frequencies of different colors. The bottom one at our very tailbone and the base of us, the very, very bottom of the spinal column, that location is red. Now there are names for these chakras and I don't know them all. I just know that when I think of this and I utilize this, it works, and I've used it with a lot of people and it seems to help. So red is the very bottom of us. That is our safety and that is in our security. And when I can color in a nice red into that space of my body and fill up the whole area, the whole pelvis region, when I can expand that out to a sphere around me, say 3 feet, that's going to be my bubble. So, hey, I got 6 feet either direction, past the ends of my arms, basically. And if I can fill that up entirely with red, then I work up from there, and just below my belly button, that would be the color orange. And I do the same thing. I think of pumpkins, I think of candy corn, Halloween being my favorite season. I really think of orange, and that's our creativity, as well as our sexuality can come from there as well. Surprisingly, not below, but in here, our creativity and our ability to create. Above that, just above the belly button, is yellow. That's our determination and our willpower. Above this is green, and with every leaf that Mother Nature makes me, she helps me fill in the green right here. Blue, this is communication, and so when I speak from the heart, I will always speak the truth. Above that, on our third eye, and that's an actual pineal gland inside our heads. Do some research on pineal glands. It's actually optical nerves that are turned to facing inward. So it's an eye we have inside of our brains that turns inward. What information is it receiving then? So that's another piece and a segue further down the line if I decide to go this route. So that's purple. There was a reason that royalty at one point were the only ones that could wear purple, and that's because you had to be worthy to receive access. So lots of times we can get stuck in a light purple or lavender. I'm prone to that. I have to remember to lock it down with a nice royal purple to be able to filter out and only allow access to those who are worthy to have access right now. Above that and around me will be a white light, and I'm going to fill up the space with all of my colors. Now, from my ankles and my toes, I push down into the ground to ground myself. I want roots growing out. I want a big thick stem coming from the heels up the calves. I want tendrils rolling down, pushing down into the earth. For as tall as an oak tree is, her roots are that far. So she is that large for her entire being. If I can push my roots just as far down, strongly, solidly, as often and as frequently as possible, that is what will help keep you grounded. Okay? That's what they mean by grounding. During this exercise, I want you to push down even further. Push down all the way to the ooey gooey warmth of this planet. And especially during winter, this is nice when I can pull the heat and the gooey warmth and the magma of this planet up through those root tendricles, up through my ankles and my legs, up through my body, grabbing the colors as I go. And then I'm going to shoot it out into the sky, into the universe, into infinity and beyond. And then I will breathe in and draw in energy in from infinity beyond, from the universe, from the planet. This time when I breathe out, I'm going to shove it down into those roots and down into this planet. I breathe in, I draw the energy up. I breathe out, I exhale it and send it out into the universe. Breathing it in, bring all those colors and light into me. I then shove it down straight into this planet. When I can think of this technique and I utilize it, I'm able to quickly balance myself and get myself back to center, and then the world doesn't have me in chaos and I'm not in distress. That's the best tool that I've found that works for me. Everyone has others. You'll of course have moderations or variations of this that work for you. But I promised to share with you, and so there you go. There's, of course, a plethora of information I would like to add to this, and getting more into the science behind it, how I developed it, but I streamlined it and I boiled it down and I figured out a method that would work for everyone, for layman's, for beginners. That is what grounding is. Now, shielding is a whole nother topic, but that's for next time. Have fun.